Welcome to DC on the Wire. I'm about to speak on some things some people may not be happy about it, but you know what? The truth hurts. And I'm thinking about, where I came from, the sandbox, and what I see on the streets. Me and this young lady had a conversation, and she was like, "You really hard on people that's on drugs and alcohol and stuff like that." And I told her that me and you came from two different places. See what I'm saying? And the thing is that I know a lot of good people that lives have been ruined by drugs and alcohol abuse. I'm not saying everybody that drink and everybody that use mind-altering substance is in this category, but I know enough people that are, and that's what this session about DC on the Wire is contained to. If you 40, 50 years old and you still on the front line on the block, man, you in the way. You've been out there for so many years. You're supposed to be a general. It's no way in the world that you should be on the front line. That's insane. And you know what? We got a lot of people out there that's on heroin, crack, disrespecting their mothers and their fathers just by their appearance and their character, disrespecting their children, their community. Man, we gotta do better. And then we set a bad example for these young people. If you out there 40 plus years old, you smoking and drinking with your kids and your grandkids, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's so reckless. Yeah, they may be adults or whatever. But if they teenagers, that's another thing. You see what I'm saying? If they in their mid-20s and 30s or something, maybe that's what you do. I don't recommend it because I think it's a bad look. But going forward, man, so many people out this joke, that we went to school with. They out there, they the neighborhood drunk, the neighborhood prostitute for drugs. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even prostitute for money. They prostituting for drugs, man. And somebody trying to had me to be compassionate about that. No, I'm not going to be compassionate about that. What I'm going to say is get your life together. Go to a drug program if necessary. You must make your mind up, because we know if you go to the drug program can't do nothing for you unless you want to do something for yourself. And that's just the science of it. Do for self. Help yourself, man. And that's the end of if you got to go to NA, that's what you got to do. If you got to surround yourself by people in the church or the mosque or the synagogue, do what you got to do. Don't listen to these knuckleheads out here saying that, oh, you don't need this and you don't need that. You can do it by yourself. If you could do it by yourself, you would have been done it by yourself. Evidently, you need a support system. Some people on the same page and frequency that got some love and concern for you, that care about your well-being. Those jokers on the street selling you drugs every day, tricking you, mommy, every day, they don't care about you. The only thing they care about is getting what they can get out of this situation. Hey, I ain't mad at them. I've been there, done that. But once you get to a certain age, man, you gotta stop. You gotta make a decision. You come to the crossroad every day you wake up. And I'm gonna continue to be a destructive mechanism in my community. As I'm gonna continue to give my brothers and my sisters poison because I wanna make some money. Go get a job, man. You 40, 50, 60 years old. You should be ashamed of yourself that you still out on those streets like that. And if you haven't made that money by now so you can get a business, you out there, you in the way. You faking. See what I'm saying? You is not a good business person, because it don't take that long to get money together, open up some businesses, give some people some jobs or something, if you have good intentions behind what you're doing. Actually, a lot of times dudes are just being selfish and they greedy and they can't make the adjustments to leave that life alone. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: that life got something for you at the end of the road, and that's death. That's the penitentiary. That's getting shot all up. That's ending up in in the insane asylum. If you using drugs, you 40, 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, and it's not for medical or medicinal purposes, man. You anything out this junk. See what I'm saying? You anything. And a lot of times I know people be medicating themselves because they in that life. And when you in that life, you stay high up, off of your substance and you feed the fiends. That's not everybody, but a lot of people that does do that. And those are people that's still out there, been out there on the corner for 20 years and still buying 8 balls. Just listen to that. You've been out there for 20 years and your money is only long enough to get an 8 ball. Man, that's sad, man. But you know what? You do you. But at the end of the day, we're going to be held accountable for our actions and our deeds as how we operated on this plane, manifested physical. Everybody think this joint is a playground. You just come here, do whatever you want to do. There's no laws, bylaws, and principles of becoming a human being, becoming your higher self. So what? A lot of people make the decision, they operating in their lower self. What's operating in your lower self? Man, being an alcoholic, being a drug addict, being a killer, being a thief, being a robber, being, a prostitute and a whore. But the good thing about all those things, the teachers always show that if you go to those depths, you can get up out of it. But a lot of people like to walk on the fence. They want to say, you know what? Because I'm not doing this detrimental drug no more, I'm going to start selling it. And then you know what? They end up using it again. Trick bag. There's a lot of trick bag situations out here because once you get off of it, you don't supposed to be selling it because you know where you was at. And you should have enough human compassion to don't want anybody else to be in that situation. Now, we talk about the penitentiary, the jail. Nobody don't want to go to jail. But guess what? A lot of y'all out there, y'all already in jail. You're in jail in your mind. And because you're in jail in your mind, you're setting up the path to become in jail physically. If you out there scamming, stealing, selling drugs, breaking the law, you already locked up. And when I'm saying breaking the law, I'm talking about according to whatever these laws is of the land. We don't like them, but you know what? There's consequences. If you can accept those consequences, keep on doing what you're doing. But if you can't, don't stop. Don't get out there and become hot and become a snitcher and start telling on people because you couldn't carry your own weight, because you couldn't do your time. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main situations that have been taking place on the streets in the DMV. That's the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. And New York, Baltimore, California, all over the United States. It has become normal to be hot. It has become normal to snitch on people. Man, get your minds right. Get out of the game. Start using your intelligence and come out here and build a better community for our young people that's coming up. Thanks for tuning in to DC on the Wire 2022. Leave comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, however you feel. I ain't offended. Peace.